Okay, and welcome to the design development section of your portfolio. So at this point, what you'll have hopefully is a range of quick generation ideas, wide-ranging ideas, quite creative, referring to research and that kind of thing. And you should have a sketchbook full of sketches for designs for your product. Okay. Now, whilst we are moving on to a modelling section now, what you should need to be aware of is modelling and sketching kind of works hand in hand. Okay, so although we might be splitting it up in order to make the tasks easier to manage, you should be using both concurrently, really. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of your designs today and we're going to start to model it. Okay. Now it's going to be a small scale model. It's not going to be the full size thing, just so you can start to test out and prove your ideas. Okay. So when you've got a sketch, it's on a page. You may have even drawn it nice and neatly for your portfolio, but it's still two-dimensional. It's still flat. Okay. So the model that you're going to make today is going to be 3 dimensions, and what that will hopefully do is show what the product's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, and hopefully start to identify some of the issues that you may not have considered already because a sketch doesn't allow you to do that. Okay. So for example, this is an example of a really small scale model of a product that was created last year. Now this is a developed version of the model. Okay, so she started off with something that looked very different. She identified some problems, some areas that could be improved upon, and she photographed the model, she made those changes, then she photographed it again. So instead of making 10 different models, she's made the one model and she's changed it and adapted it until she's come up with a design that she really likes. Okay, which she wouldn't have been able to do necessarily very well through sketching. So it's only by seeing the product and starting to assemble a product that you can start to understand what really works well and what doesn't work well. Okay, the one thing you need to be aware of at this stage, though, ladies, is you're not trying to develop the final solution straight off. Okay, the developing and the modelling and the sketching is part of you working out the solution until you get to the end. Your final product will be wonderful, okay? But we also need to see how you got from your initial sketch through to your final product. So all the changes that you make, all the sketches that you do need to be logged, okay? That's the only way the examiner can give you credit for your work, okay? So make a model, photograph it, and then make the changes to the model and photograph that. So instead of making 2, 3, 4, 5 models, you're making one model and adapt it. It'll save you time and it'll help you manufacture your product. So you're going to probably use card and a cool melt glue gun. You'll use a craft knife and a safety mat and a safety rule, but you can also use foam board and things like that. So here's some examples of the models that were created in the past. Now this originally had 2 flat sides and 3 drawers, very, very simple. And throughout the iterative approach to model making, she moved the sides in, she took the 2 sides at the top away, and her drawers kind of cantilevered out from the sides and the middle drawer pulled out, rather than a standard kind of 3 drawer chest, which is quite nice. Some of these products you might recognise. So this is the MP3 docking station that we had displayed on our wall. So this allowed the student to think about where exactly the electronics were going to go, how the drawers were going to work, how strong the joints needed to be. So once she started visualising it in 3D, she realised just how complex the product was going to be, and it really allowed her to think it out. This is a slightly different approach. So this was for a comic book storage based on 2 film reels, and it just allowed her to start thinking about how she was going to make the entire unit rotate. And this is a much larger model. It's a little bit battered and bruised now. Hopefully you might recognise it again from the work that's displayed in the workshop. But you've got a nice steel colour scheme. She started off with angle iron on the sides, and eventually we went through to clear acrylic tubes, and she was only able to make those decisions by seeing this in 3 dimensions. Okay, so we're not looking for perfect models. We're not looking for amazing model making at this stage. We're looking for models that allow you to test and prove out your ideas, allow you to evaluate what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so any sketches you make must go in your sketchbooks. You don't lose them. Any models that you make, you must keep safe. Okay, good luck, guys.